Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video and a brand new episode of my MotoGP 18 Rider Career Mode. And finally we are here, we are at the promised land, we are in MotoGP, the Premier class, and I cannot wait to get started. We have signed for Aprilia. We had a series of options on the table between Aprilia, KTM, I believe both Avintia and also the Angel Nieto team. And essentially, oh yeah, Mark VDS as well. And essentially, those we had basically the worst bikes of the MotoGP grid. I looked at my options, and I could have gone for maybe the Mark VDS, which looked pretty promising. But I just went for the Aprilia because I like the color combination and I quite like the bike. It's going to be an interesting challenge. Obviously, running a bike that isn't the quickest, it means that we can't naturally try and push for the race win straight away. Not even the good qualifying. We've got to try and be realistic here, and try and go for those top 10s every single race. Straight away, I'm going to put a question to you guys. So, if I do get contract offers, do I move up to a better team? Let me know. I think there's 3 contract windows over the season. I'll probably switch at the midway point, unless I really impress in this first part of the season, because this is going to be the last season I do of this game for a little while, because I've basically calculated that when I finish this season, F1 2018 is going to come out, so I'm going to focus on that when that releases, and we'll come back to this later on down the line. In short, for now in MotoGP, I'm going to do 1 race per episode, and the races will be a little bit longer. So, yeah, hopefully you guys do appreciate that. It's going to be very interesting. New format, 1 race per episode, simple as that. And let's see how it goes. Now, with that being said, do click on the card and do vote on what you think might be the best option. But I'm going to change the race options here. We're going to go for a 50% race now. So we're really stepping it up here and going deep in these races. We're going to keep it 105 because that's what's worked for me. And we're going to do a full weekend to maximize the R&D points. So 11 laps around the Qatar circuit. It's going to be an interesting challenge and I can't wait for it. Let's get into it. It's time for our debut in MotoGP. Right, here we go then. First qualifying session of the season. I've realised though, we have Q1 and Q2 in the Premier class, which I remember now. And I'm in Q1 because in practice, I was doing my test. I only did 1 lap because I essentially use qualifying as practice now. I basically, on my test, I actually fell off the bike. I still smashed the test and I got all the targets and I got the lap time, but just the fact I fell off meant the lap wasn't good enough, and I'm now actually finding myself in Q1. So I've realised now practice is actually important as well, so I can go straight into Q2. So the pressure's on. We're going to need to have a good lap in Q1. I've got 15 minutes to get to grips with the bike. From what I thought in practice, I feel really comfortable already. This was really natural to me, and I'm looking forward to hopefully we can have a good qualifying session. So with that being said, let's get into Q1 and let's see where we feed, and hopefully we can get ourselves into Q2. Bit of a scruffy final corner on our first attempt, and apparently 4/10ths up after 3 sectors. Let's see if that's true or not when we cross the line. It looks like it is, and it's a 52.7, almost a second faster than Petrucci. So it's a good first lap here as we get way too on to turn 1. So we're back out of this attempt, but so far so good. I'm going to come back into the pit lane and let's see if anyone else improves. Right, so we comfortably got through by 7/10 alongside Danilo Petrucci. Alicia Spargo just missed out, and also Redding, I believe, is further down in P10 there. So overall, very good. I think we've actually got some good pace here. We could actually challenge for a pole. If this does become too easy, then I always will bump up the difficulty. I might be getting ahead of myself. You know, the big boys might drop into the 51s or something, but I think that's a pretty good lap time. But let's see how it goes in Q2. Right, Q2 time. We've got another 15 minutes here to try and do our best. Let's see what our pace is like. I'm really curious because I feel like we can have a good go at this. Let's see what happens. It's time for Q2. Okay, end of our first attempt. It's been a pretty good lap, actually. I'm loving these bikes, and I love this Aprilia. I've got to say, I can actually use the rear brake so much more on these bikes, which allows me to basically not have as much tyre wear. Up to the line of 53.1. Decent lap. Let's try again. I got distracted a little bit in my last one, but so far I'm liking this. I feel confident. Ah, damn it. Just pushed the limit a little bit too much there. I was on for a fastest lap. I was actually going pretty well. I feel like they are going to improve their time quite substantially, but I feel like I've got some good pace here, so let's see what happens. Right, out of the final corner then. We were on for a fastest lap, and now people have really started to pick up the pace and dip into the 51s. We need to make these laps count. We are going to improve to a 52.0. Very good lap there, just shy. P3 for now, very good lap. On the corner then, let's see, do we go faster still? It's touch and go. Is it going to be fast enough? Let's have a look. Up to the line, close. We just miss out. We improve, but not enough. This will be our last attempt. We need to make it stick.
Let's have a look at the times after the second and last qualifying session. Our live broadcast ends here for today. Thanks for joining us. Tune in again tomorrow for live coverage of the MotoGP Class Grand Prix. We're live from the starting grid, where the cameras are lingering on the favourite riders for today. A few minutes to go, and finally the spectacle will begin.
It's race time here at Qatar. I'm looking forward to it. Our first race in the Premier class. I'm going to try and enjoy it while it lasts, because I think I'm probably going to have to up the difficulty after this race a little bit. But let's see how it goes. I'm going to make the most of it. I feel confident in my pace. First things first, tyres. I'm going to definitely run a hard front around here. I'm going to run a medium rear as well. I'm going to go quite conservative on the tyres, because I feel like it's a long race and it could be pretty interesting. Let's see what happens. It's P4 on the grid. We can work from here. There's a lot we can do, and the possibilities are endless. We just got to keep our nose clean to turn one, make sure we get a good start, and build the confidence up to try and make the moves. But overall, let's see. It's 11 laps long, this race. It's a long race, so let's take our time and let's get into it. It's time for the Qatar Grand Prix.
The Qatar Motorcycle Grand Prix will start shortly here in Doha, and the riders are ready to compete on an amazing illuminated racetrack.
Right, let's get the assist turned off and get ready for the 5 red lights here at Qatar, and we are underway here, and it's not a particularly great start off the line. I've had worse, but definitely not my best start. My method in Moto 2 hasn't really worked for me here, so not ideal as we make our way through. Currently down to P11, so we've lost a lot of time and positions here. We're going to have to start making these places back up bit by bit. But like I said, it's a long race, so patience is key. We can make these moves. We just got to play our cards right as we go right between the two bikes there. And now on the inside of Alicia Spargaro and the Doctor as well. Wasn't intending to make that move, but Valentina left the door wide open. P7 recovered quite nicely. Alicia Spargaro off to a phenomenal start in the other Aprilia, which is good to see. So let's see as a team if we can try and push on here. But so far, I need to try and find my pace here, find my feet and make these moves. Alicia just getting past me there. Fair play to him. I missed my apex by quite a bit. I went very wide. I want to try and get back on the inside of my teammate though and make the move. That's a lovely overtake there on the Spaniard, and we're back up into 7th place. Maverick Vinales up next, who started from the front row. He's down to P6, so he's had a pretty poor opening lap himself. Okay, so far so good. I'm holding P7. Elish is now dropping back a little bit. Valentino's got past him. We're slowly catching the guys in front though, but not at this incredible pace. So we just got to try and set the good laps here and focus on not making any mistakes. This is still a very good position for me, and I never thought I'd be P7 after the first race. I'm just starting to fall into the clutches of Valentino Rossi a little bit now. We're holding on, but not by much. Okay, that lap was a little bit better for me now. I've actually caught up to Pedrosa a little bit. I'm actually quite surprised my rear tyre is going off more than my front, so I'm going to have to maybe start leaning on the front brake a little bit more. There's a 52.0. That might be the fast lap of the Grand Prix. That lap felt very good, I'm not going to lie. Definitely feel like I come back into the race a bit on my pace. So I get a little behind the turn 1. So we're starting to put the pressure on now. I sort of found my feet, found my race pace. Now I've got to try and keep it up. Okay, another good lap. Just keeping up, you know. You could argue this train now is actually quite a lot of bikes. Quite a lot of guys to think about 5 bikes going for this position. So let's see. I'm definitely edging closer though to Danny Pedrosa here. Okay, so it's Lorenzo versus Vinales, myself versus Pedrosa and Rossi, because I'm attacking and defending at the same time here. So let's see what happens though. I'm feeling confident though I can start going on the attack and maybe try and line up Pedrosa for a move now. Onto the final corner. Getting the power on nice and early. I wonder if we can just get a toe here for Pedrosa. I know this Aprilia isn't fantastic in a straight line, but we could maybe make something happen. We are gaining slowly. What are we like on the brakes? Can we go for it from this far back? It's very far back. I broke a lot earlier that time than what I normally do. I normally run into the sort of wide entry, but not close enough. But I am confident I can make the move on Pedrosa here. I'm very fast in this first sector. Valentino though, looking to strike. First time he's trying to stick his nose in there and possibly make the move. I get on the curb though, risky stuff. Got to be careful with that. That's absolutely fatal if you get that wrong, but we are definitely knocking on Pedrosa's door now. Myself and Valentino are a little bit anxious to get past, I think. Oh, Valentino's managed to make the move this time. He's got past, he's sort of made his way up my inside, and I was also understeering a bit, so fair play to him. The Doctor's made the move. I need to try and snap straight back if I can. If not, then I'll follow him to Pedrosa, but this is becoming a 3-bike scrap for P6 at the minute, as it stands. Really though, it's a battle for P4, I want to say, because Lorenzo really is not really doing much out there, so anyone can take this, I think. A little bit wide onto the final corner, sorry, on purpose to straighten up the bike and get the better exit. Onto the home straight, here we go. I got a nice toe on Valentino this time. Can we get back and re-overtake the Doctor here to turn 1? Late on the brakes, late in the day. I'm very hot. I'm going to miss it. Valentino's going to cut right back underneath me. Textbook fashion. Isn't over just yet though. This could be very interesting. Carrying the momentum through. I'm very good on the brakes into this corner compared to the AI. This might be an opportunity for me. Up the inside of Valentino. And there it is. Fantastic move. I can notice my tyres are starting to struggle a bit now. Back up the inside of the Doctor again into the hairpin. There we go. Lovely stuff. Good little battle here with my favourite rider of all time. Let's see if we can try and catch Pedrosa though. Okay, 3 laps to go now as we cross the line. The battle for P6 is well and truly on. I need to really try and make up some ground now on Pedrosa this lap. Okay, after a little squabble with Valentino, we've now caught back up to Pedrosa. 2 laps to go as we cross the line. We need to make this move. Tires are starting to fade. It's important we at least get close enough for an attack here. Nice line through one. My rear tyre is starting to go now, so it's important we make this move. I might run out of rear tyre right by the end of the race possibly, but we are so close to Pedrosa now. Really knocking on the door. Okay, not too bad through here. I'm pretty close. I might have half a chance into these next right-handers if I get them right. First one, absolutely perfect. Carry the momentum through into number 2. And then stay nice and close into the final one. Use the camber on the track, and there it is, there's the exit. I'm knocking on the door, I'm so close. I'm literally pushing Danny through these corners, the closest I've ever been so far. Do I go for it into the final corner? Yes, I do. It's late in the day on the curb, which is risky stuff, but we've made it work. And we're into P6 as we now go on to the last lap of the Grand Prix here at Qatar. Nice little move. We managed to place him last year and preparing for the move. And I think if we can bring this home, I'll be very happy with this for my debut in the Premier class. A little bit 1-to-1, but we'll bring it back down, no problem. Got to keep an eye on my rear tyre this lap though, got to be careful. Okay, through the final couple of corners now. I'm actually catching Vinales and Lorenzo here. These two are battling out all lap, and that's allowing me to really close up the gap. Who knows, 1 or 2 more laps and I might have had a chance, but either way, out of the final corner, Dobby wins the opening race here at Qatar, and we're going to come through in our debut for a phenomenal 6th place. Very happy with that, and I cannot complain. That is far better than I expected. Even though we qualified P4, the race pace was definitely not as strong. They are, as per usual, much stronger in race pace, but I cannot complain. A very good opening race for us in this MotoGP season.
Before going to the podium award ceremony, let's take a look at the final MotoGP race results.
Right, so we have 10,200 points to spend on the bike, and I'm not really sure where I want to improve it. I'm very happy with how it feels. I think we're just going to go for more engine power at this point. Even then, I think that's too expensive, so yeah, okay, never mind. All the upgrades are too expensive, so there's literally no point. We cannot do anything after that first race, so yeah, I'm not going to complain. A very enjoyable first race. Let me know if you want me to up the difficulty for the next one. I know most of you will probably say yes. I'm probably thinking around 108, I'm going to say. I'll probably go to that next. But we'll see, one step at a time. That was the first episode though, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you did, then drop a like on the video. Let's try and smash 200 likes, guys, for my debut in the MotoGP class. Also, do get subscribed for daily Formula 1 and the MotoGP content, and turn notifications to not miss a single upload from me. And finally, do check out these 2 videos on screen if you have missed them. But other than that, guys, thank you for watching, and see you in my next video very soon. Goodbye.